Are you serious? Are you serious? Good morning, everyone. Uh, Voice might be a little raspy, but we've been preaching all weekend, but we've had a wonderful time. I baptized, by the grace of God, 11 people this weekend, and it was amazing what the Lord did in those three services. People were saved, they were delivered, there was healings, there was miracles. A car accident where one of our praise and worship singers was in a car accident. The whole family, her husband, Roberto, was unconscious. It was a hit and run on top of that. They got him to the hospital and they could not wake him up. And this went on for several hours. They called, and during their church service, we had prayer right before the service started. Some of us ministers. And then as the service is going, one of my associate pastor gets a word from the Lord and says that the Lord showed him that he will wake up tonight. Well, matter of fact, and he was up preaching when he prophesied this. Within the hour, he woke up. I mean, that is we get a phone call, he's awake. That's the kind of thing that it just shows you again. That's what God does. But go to Revelation right now, chapter 10. It's only got 11 verses, and we preached on this yesterday morning, and we talked about it last night. But I want it to be our devotion today. All right? Revelation chapter 10 says, "And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. He had in his hand a little book opened, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot on the earth, and cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roareth. And when he was cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders had uttered their voices, I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angel which I saw stand upon the earth, lifted up his hand to heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven and the earth that therein are, and the earth, and the things that therein are, and the sea, and the things which are therein, that there should be time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book, which is open in the hand of the angel, which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angel, and said unto him, Give me the little book. And he said unto me, Take it, and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Again, what happens is God tells John, the revelator, who wrote the book of Revelation, receiving the prophecy from the Lord, go ahead, take the little book and eat it. But when you do, in your mouth it will be as sweet as honey, but in your belly it will be bitter. And that's exactly what happened when John took the entire prophecy. And that's what's happening right now in this end time prophecies that you're seeing, and all the signs of the end times that are being brought forth. It's exciting to be alive and living in the end times, seeing the Bible literally coming to pass. From Old Testament prophets like the Arab Spring in Daniel 11, 41 through 45, or the destruction of Damascus in Isaiah 17:1, or in the burden of Egypt and the overthrowing of Hosea Mubarak, the rise of Muhammad Morsi, the clamping down neighbor against neighbor, city against city, the moving of the idols out of King Tut's museum, the destruction of the council that was running Egypt. I mean, the 19th chapter of Isaiah, unbelievably, right down the line coming to pass. You know you're in the end times. What about right now? ISIS, the rising up of the taking back of the ancient Babylon Empire. You can find that in Jeremiah chapter 50, 41 through 46. What about the fact that Russia's invaded Crimea and Ukraine, which is part of the old Magog territory? You can see the preparation for the Psalms 38. Turkey waffling, whether they're going to be on the side of NATO and the free world, or are they going to side with the Islamic world, the radical Islamic world against Israel? What about the peace? You can read that also in Ezekiel 38. You can find out about the peace agreement process in Daniel 9:27, and Jesus speaks about in Matthew 24, the abomination of desolation. You can see that moving forward. Oh, there's so many. Water turning blood red, birds falling out of the sky, fish washing up by the millions, cattle falling over dead, Hosea chapter 4. I mean, how many prophecies? The great falling away, earthquakes in divers places, wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, king against king. I mean, Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21, signs in the heavens, the four blood moon tetra that we're in on 4 Jewish feast days. How many signs that are in the Bible do you see taking place right now? It's exciting to be alive during the end times. Ebola spreading. So in the mouth, you see the signs confirming in the word. It's sweet because you know this is the end. But when it gets in the belly and you start to realize the woes and the woe and the woe and the beginning of sorrows and Jacob's troubles, it gets bitter because of the persecution, Christian brothers and sisters being beheaded, crucified, raped, executed, imprisoned, tortured, and the persecution, the religious freedoms being stripped away, even from very average Americans. We're living in the last days. Are you saved? Are you saved? Time is running out. Give your life to Jesus Christ. I'll be right back with more current world events, how they relate to Bible prophecy. Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ.